Hey guys, welcome back to the Growers Corner. So today we're going to tackle another difficult, divisive topic, and that is indoor growing versus outdoor growing, right? Okay, so let's dive in. What are some of the benefits to growing indoors? Well, mostly and most prominently is the utter and complete control of the environment. I mean, it just goes without saying. It allows you to extend the growing season. It allows you to have uber control over the airflow and any sort of outside contaminants that may be introduced. You have a barrier. You have a way to control that, slow things down, or prevent them completely. Right? Now, that is a huge benefit. Some of the drawbacks to growing indoor: the electrical bill, right? Followed by space. You're limited in how much cannabis you can grow by how much space you have to grow cannabis. Now, you run into that same limitation outdoor, but it's a lot less of a hindrance than it is indoor. Another drawback is startup costs. It's quite expensive depending on how and what and how involved and what all you want and all this stuff to get into indoor. Even a simple low budget indoor grow is going to cost you $1,000, $2,000 over the course of the growing season. Now, why would anybody do that? Again, it allows complete and total control over the environment. It allows you to have more than one harvest a year, and it allows you to breed and do things like that in a very controlled way so that there's very little waste or quote-unquote cross-contamination, right? Now, outdoor. Some of the major benefits to outdoor is space and, of course, light availability. You don't have to pay for the sun. And, in my opinion, you can make all the bulbs you want. You can study bulbs and all of it. You'll never, ever make a bulb as good as that giant orange ball in the sky. I'm sorry. You can try spectrum this, wavelength that. The big orange ball does it all. So, obviously you get to reduce cost. You have way more space to produce way more cannabis. Drawbacks: no control. Mother Nature is in control at that point. So whether or not you get an early fall rain on your nice immature buds to promote mold right at the end of your season, or you've got some nice gusty winds that come through and blow everybody over and break a bunch of branches and all this stuff, right? Or bugs. Gotta love them. They're outside. They're everywhere. Good and bad. Funguses, molds, mildews. Good and bad. Flying through the air. So there's a lot less control. Now, having said that, there's also that happy mistake or happy, magical thing that happened that you can't explain, and it just, for whatever reason, that particular crop in that part of the grow just did amazing. Sometimes happy mistakes happen. Now, once you do a little reading, once you do some research, outdoor growing can be very, very productive, can be very, very rewarding. It just takes a lot of time. It takes some effort. It takes some education, rather than just spraying it with a bunch of stuff and hoping for the best. Now, again, you're going to have your work cut out for you. The end result is, if you put in the effort, if you put in the work, if you put in the time to acquire some knowledge, you can have some of the best results you'll ever have, and quantity of them. Indoor, same scenario. If you put in the time, if you put in the effort, and you have the money to keep it going, learn a little something and pay attention to it, you can get some really, really good medicine. It really just depends on what your space availability is, what your knowledge level is, and ultimately what you're trying to get out of it. Are you trying to get, a few ounces to smoke on for yourself throughout the year? Are you a daily smoker who needs 1 gram or 2 grams a day for medical reasons, in which case you need 2 or 3 pounds for the year? How much are you trying to get out of it? What are you trying to do? And then what is your time availability? How much effort can you put into it? All right, guys, like I said, let's keep this going. Let's keep this conversation going. We know that people have opinions on this, so I'd love to see you guys down here in the comments talking about it. All right, until then, till next time, this is the Growers Corner.